I think it's well, we don't have 31.
Good evening, everybody. We're gonna go ahead and get started. Okay, we'll call a meeting to order at 6:31. Please stand for the pledge of allegiance and a moment of silence and observance of our military past and present. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Attack,
Here.
Tim Brenner,
Here.
John Condon,
Here.
Eric Gunnels. He's on his way. Okay. Chris Taylor,
Here.
Stacy Wells,
Here.
Rachel Stankey.
Here. Okay, staff present this evening, it looks like we got Benny. And that's all I see, our maintenance director. Approval of the minutes.
I'll approve the minute.
And a motion
Yes, I'll make the motion to approve the minute
for January 12th.
for January 12th. I'll second it.
Thank you. Is there any discussion on the minutes?
I'm seeing it there.
Okay, if no discussion, all in favor of the approval of the minutes from January 12th, 2026 special meeting, say aye. Aye.
All abstaining. Because I wasn't at that meeting.
Okay. 5-1 motion carried.
It's got to be 4-0, right? Because it's only the four of us, because Tim wasn't there either.
If you want to abstain, they can still vote on
You
it.
can vote if you want to. I'm good, I don't want to vote on it.
Or two. Is there any additions to the agenda this evening?
I would like to add, because you got on here about the assessors. We have a contract that was presented to us by Jesse in November. That was never brought back, and I think we should vote on that one way or another.
We were looking at hiring people first. We have two.
Right, but it's already presented it, so if we shoot it down or we pass it one way or the other, it's right here.
I think we pulled up, we did a motion to handle it month by month. Jesse's aware.
Right.
Right now, he's only month to month basis. Because if we don't like the prospects that we can put it on there and discuss it, that's fine.
Yeah,
It's not on there though.
no, I was looking, you got it on here.
But if you want.
Update for the assessors and yeah, I'd like to add that on there so we can discuss that. And that's the only thing.
Okay, any other?
Yeah, I think we got Goya Mechanical that was added.
No, I didn't add that. We need to get a couple more.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be done.
Not really.
Okay.
I mean, because it's not our-
Okay.
or it's doing special.
Okay.
We can put it on there, but.
Okay.
Madam Chair, where are you gonna put that addition in?
Just put it at the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to add that, Chris?
No, we're gonna.
BK.
Yes.
Should be named in the business.
Should be what?
Hey, it's old business. You guys have already hashed it. And it's not new. Already been to the board.
I don't know.
I don't even think.
Okay.
Okay, is there anything else?
Yes. I got one. Why is this place up here not moving?
We have an addition.
Why ain't there wheelchair ramps for up here at this podium to get up here in a wheelchair?
Do
Same with,
you want to put that as an addition on the
I
agenda?
do. Same with inside the opening, them doors are not wheelchair
Okay,
accessible.
well, that's it. What was it? Wheelchair ramp. Motion to add additions K and L to the agenda. I guess.
Second.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carried. Public comments, please, limit to 3 minutes only. Agenda items, please.
Okay, the agenda items that I'm going to address are in regards to the selection of a deputy supervisor. The deputy supervisor, yes, the supervisor it says may appoint. However, the candidate that has been selected is not, I don't believe, a good fit for the township. Based on the information that I've received throughout the years, it was stated that, oh, she comes with experience with this and that, and one of them was that she has an assessor experience. Based on the email that I received in 23, there had been multiple issues, including as the assessor presenting petitions to the Board of Review, which were not authorized by the act. And also, it has been stated that many occasions the incorrect entry of many things have been entered into that. Also, wanting to go and hire a new position when we just let go somebody based on budgetary issues. And this comes directly from a termination letter from Mrs. Battery. The termination letter states that this is as a result of the actions. The action would have been administrative reconstruction. As a result of the actions, your position with Thetford Township has been eliminated effective immediately. This decision has been based solely on organizational and budgetary constraints. It is not a reflective of your performance. Budgetary constraints, well, we're looking to pay somebody else, even though we had a budgetary constraint. At the time that Ms. Batterby was let go, when she was hired to do marijuana, she had found this township $110,000, which the candidate for the deputy supervisor had let go about. Had let the businesses not pay their permits. So that person has put us in a situation which she was here before with the county, which led us to almost going to the tax commission, being sent to the state.
Your 3 minutes is up.
That's fine. Remember, you all will be accountable for your votes on this situation.
Anybody else? Okay,
No. Sorry, I thought you were going. No. So my only comment is that
or how many years prior has this township required to have a deputy supervisor before this prior administration and this administration? There's not been one. So when you're elected to do a position, as we all know, you're supposed to be here to service the residents. You don't bank on somebody else to do your job for you. That's your oath that you take to service the residents. So it appears to me if you're asking for a deputy, like you did prior, that you're not able to handle your capabilities of running the township, which I don't think it's fair to ask the township residents to pay another person's salary when you're being paid over the course of 4 years, over $120,000. It takes people sometimes 6 to 10 years to make that amount of money. Not to mention that you have a full-time position somewhere else, which obviously requires your attention for you to not be here. So obviously you are not servicing the residents, you are not living up to the oath you took because your other job is influencing your capabilities to be here to serve the township. So therefore, why should we all have to pay for you to have a deputy? It's not mandated, just those two. This is a extra privilege, I guess, for you to have a deputy. Well, if your load is so heavy because you can't service two masters and expect to be 100% successful, you've demonstrated that since you've become supervisor. So your failure to do your job for the residents that voted for you is a disgrace to ask them to pay extra. You have this man right here in the front row who is posting stuff. He's putting information out there for the public. He's attending meetings. That's your job. So that you could do this township a huge favor by stepping down, and this board could step up for the residents of this township and find a man like this who's willing to devote his time and be paid for it instead of being taken advantage of to come up with this and come up with that. So yeah, you really have failed. You think you're superior and everything, but you have, and you two are carrying the load, and it's okay. You're being here to get a check, or are you two going to follow suit because it kind of looks like you're starting to?
Okay, I'm gonna call you out of order on that one.
You can call me.
Attack that
No,
order.
no, I'm not out of order. That's the facts. They are allowed a deputy. But they're following suit behind you because they're not here nearly as much as they.
Okay, we're not gonna engage. Your 3 minutes is up.
No, I don't have to.
How do you know how do you know?
Don't
when
engage,
you're
don't
not here?
engage.
How do I know?
Are you stalking us?
No, this.
No, so how do you know when we're, okay, out of order, when we're here, when we're not?
Are you getting offensive because you're not here?
No,
That's the
I'm
only way-
here, I'm here.
That's the only way. No.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, out of order.
I've been here, remember, I was just sitting in there before I pulled it in.
Okay, we're gonna move on.
I feel like I'm being stalked.
Is there any more
member? How would she know when I'm here and when I'm not?
You're not worth.
public comments? Is there any other agenda item, public comments? Okay, we'll move on to no presentations nor correspondence. We'll talk about the supervisor's report, some important topics. The EDF solar project update, our next scheduled hearing is going to be on April 21st, 2026, and that is tentative. If all plays out well, that will be our next scheduled report date to see what EDF solar start our year plan here. Budget workshop, I'm scheduling that for Tuesday, February 17th, 2026. I'm going to go with 6:30 p.m. in the Township Hall. MTA meeting, we attended that for the Christmas ordeal, and we signed Thetford Township up to host its first MTA meeting here ever that I'm aware of. Will be scheduled on October 15th, 2026. Code enforcement update, I did 2 interviews this morning. We do have a possible prospect for that position. I'll move forward with another board member or two to do an interview and then bring them to the board for questioning. GCRC update, the Francis Road Bridge over Butternut Creek. For the bridge replacement, they anticipate that the project is going to be awarded and fully funded. That funding will come in 2028. If they are able to receive it in 2027, they will. But as of now, the state has ruled to fund the project. Treasurer's report.
Thanks everybody for coming out. For the independent bank, we have $30.61. And my class, the cemetery, we have 104,237.73. So my class general, we have 1,563,565.54. The sewer, we have 897,597.29. Also, the PNC CD, which is going to mature in March, is 71,838.76. Our general fund has $2,440,101.74. We had to open a solar account for 75,000. And the tax account has 91,134.91. So my class, I just want everybody to know, is doing very well. We've earned, I don't have the total for the whole year, but we got $8,384.02 in interest so far last month. Yeah, it's doing very well.
Can I just jump in right there?
Yeah.
That Michigan class, most municipalities use that, but it's averaging right now between 3.8 and 3.9 on all the money that you currently haven't gone out to some stuff. It's a great program.
Very good.
Making 8,000 a month on that.
Very good.
We're looking at close to 50,000 in our revenue expense so far on just the interest.
Yeah. Just a reminder, taxes are due March 2nd, which would be the Monday after. They're usually due on the 28th, but because the 28th is on a Saturday, you have until the following Monday. So just letting everybody know, make sure you pay your taxes. Thanks. Clerk's report.
All right, we have scheduled promotion dates for election workers. We had to get those in, they were filling up fast before even close. And we had unfortunately 6 burials last month.
All right, move for bills for approval.
Second.
Is there any discussion regarding the bills for approval?
Oh, yeah. I'm seeing on here that Woodhill Group. Favorite one. $4,662.50 still open. Yeah, that was for like 114.26.
He said it's still open.
Yeah, phone is open.
It's not posted yet.
We going to be getting rid of them anytime soon because they seem to be bending us over the barrel every chance they get.
That was the worst bill, and again, I had a discussion, I got emails if you want to review those two between them. I also pulled their agreement that we have with them as well, and reviewed that, so. Right now, to get rid of them, it would be nice, but there's still some training that they owe us that needs to be done so that we can run effectively.
Can we force them to hurry up and get that done?
That is the next step, that's.
Yeah.
Before.
We approved it,
But it wouldn't be closed until it gets cashed in.
Yeah, there was a lot of.
For them to leave open.
They're open until the closing system for the cash to for the payment.
And I have a question. We're paying $350 a month for Charter Communications. And then on top of that, we're paying $1,275 a month for Turner Tech. I thought Turner Tech was supposed to be doing the internet.
Turner Tech is maintains our computer, what we're paying them for. And I had a meeting with Mike actually the other day to look at revising the agreement on that. But we pay Turner Tech to come in every month and update all of our computers, make sure that they're safe, firewalls, viruses. That is their monthly fee that we pay them for. I am looking at changing that because we seem to have a lot of issues with our Zoom that seems to happen on Tuesday nights. For them to change their date and come in. They want to be available because what they do is they additionally charge us. We were calling the evening for issues. So I want to.
So they charge us on top of their monthly fee.
If it's after hours. If it's after hours. If you call them during working hours, they don't. Only during. But our Zoom is always after hours for meetings. He's waived us a couple times on it. I think it actually happened last month during our public hearing for the solar. They were just in that day and then that time they moved it work, so.
Okay, back to the Woodhill group real quick. At our last meeting 2 weeks ago, we were all in agreement about they did stuff that they weren't supposed to have done, without our permission. We're not paying that, are we? You
That's
brought
the
that up.
3,600 one that you're talking, no, it isn't thought out. I told them moving forward that they were not able to go over, because the average bills were averaging around 2,000 a
Yeah,
month.
like 1,700 or
Right,
something.
they were around 2,000. I told her if there's anything out of the ordinary, like those Q2 reports that they ran, the minutes that they were pulling, that they need to get approval through the board moving forward to do those things, because they are not something
Yeah.
that we requested them to do. It's something that they felt they needed to do for our audit process,
Right,
but I believe it should have came through the board for approval.
I agree, because it says government, not piggy bank, so. Okay, that's all I had is, because I don't like political groups. Treatment of us.
Yeah, we have intentions of trying to wean them out. We just gotta get a little bit more trained, that's the thing.
Okay,
So I just want to bring everybody's attention to the Turner Tech bill that's on here. It's prior bill from November.
right,
So if you see above it, it says Summit. That is
Yes.
now, that's gonna be Turner Tech. Moving
So-
forward, you're gonna see Summit instead of Turner Tech. And the only reason that bill wasn't paid was because it was a prior bill and they were in litigation and we wasn't sure where to send the bill to Summit or Turner Tech. So when you look at the bill, you're gonna start seeing Summit instead of Turner Tech.
are we paying them both of these at the same
Yeah,
time?
yeah, because Summit is Turner Tech, but this is the previous bill from November.
Okay, so the next 2 months that they're getting paid,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, with that being said, let's do a roll call, please.
Tim,
Yeah.
Pat,
Yes.
Eric,
Yes.
John,
Yeah.
Chris,
Yeah.
Stacy,
Yes.
Rachel.
Yeah. Motion carried 7-0. Okay, committee reports, we'll start with the senior center. Well, it's like the unduplicated count for October 1st, 2025 to January 31st, 2026 was 407. There was 42 new seniors in December and 19 new seniors in November. We rescheduled the scams and personal protection presentation by Michigan State Police Prevention Services due to being closed for a snow day. The new date of this presentation is Wednesday, March 18th at 1 p.m. AARP will start preparing income tax returns at the center starting Friday, February 6th. Appointments are available every Friday through March. Friday, February 6th is also our senior winter game event. They have 77 seniors signed up to play Yahtzee and 45 seniors signed up to play hand me and foot. Our annual rummage sale is set for Friday, April 24th and Saturday, April 25th from 9 to 4 p.m. both days. We will be accepting household items the week of the sale. Mobile Secretary of State was at the center on January 15th and completed 42 transactions in the 2 hours they were there. The next date they will be at the center is May 21st from 1 to 3 p.m.
I have a question, what's hand means, but
Again.
we do.
Pam can answer. Pam, what's hand me and foot?
It's a card game.
Thank you.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I just had a question. Is Shannon gonna do a periodically one of these in person?
I want her to come every quarterly.
Or you're working on a plan for that? Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, we'll move on to Fire Authority.
Guess I gotta do it, 'cause John was gone.
It's all yours.
Okay, so the BDA presented the fire authority with a check for $150,000 contribution. The fire authority meeting was very short this month. So they did a monthly training for cancer awareness and electric car fires. So for the month, they had 33 calls for a total, a yearly date of 399 calls. The fire department installed 14 smoke alarms for a year total of 258. And the fire calls, there were 21 in Vienna Township, 7 in Thetford Township, and 5 out of the area. Other than that, that's the all that I have.
Did you see a electric vehicle?
Yeah. They did training, I guess, if there's fire.
They have to do pretty extensive training
Maybe,
for electric vehicles because of the lithium.
yeah.
So there's a whole procedure for lithium car fires that they.
Yeah,
We want, that's why we want all our people trained in them.
Like they're.
Right, I came in hearing a little bit about that, we were actually talking about that, the other day, Kevin, at
The ordinance meeting,
Yes.
meeting.
or the ordinance meeting, we were talking about that actually came up.
That will be similar if we ever had a battery. If we ever proposed a battery, the same guidelines that they're using and others would be required.
Right, we were talking about that meeting, one of those questions came up about,
The charging stations and locations.
yeah, locations and proximity to buildings and so forth. It just caught my attention and then,
There's another. Thanks, Sarah. Are you done?
yeah, sorry.
So
There was more.
there's more.
Oh, all right. Oh.
I want to congratulate Kirk Todd and Alex Crompton. They received firefighter of the year, so congratulations to them. Janice, we don't have a library, do we? Yes? Okay.
Last library meeting, we talked about the elevator had been repaired, but there haven't been any problems with it so far. Hasn't even been stuck.
Hallelujah.
I don't know if they got the phone in there yet. Then they're talking about getting signs for the hill for the kids that sled down, sled at your own risk. Because there are a lot of kids out there sledding and they're afraid somebody might have an accident and then trying to sue the library. And our insurance premiums went up very high because they, and re-estimated the building at $3 million. And so there have been questions about that.
What was the original?
It's 1.6 maybe. But they hadn't done it for since 2016, but so then they came out and appraised it. They decided it must be worth $3 million now. In the Parks Committee, we have a Parks and Rec meeting on the 17th of February at 5:45. Are you gonna be able to make that? Yeah. Well, if you come there at 5:45, you could leave at 10 or quarter after. Okay, we changed it because that's Ash Wednesday. The original date was. And that's it.
We're at Vienna, right?
Yes.
Sorry, I just wanted to make sure. Mr. Lawrence.
We had our first meeting in January and we're required to appoint officers again. So I was reappointed to the chair position, Jason McConnell, the vice chair, and Gary Tilson is going to be our new secretary. Mr. Tarno turned it down because he's unsure if he's still going to remain a resident of the township. He's in the process of moving and doesn't know where his residence is going to be. So not sure he'd even be able to continue to serve on planning, but we did discuss it, and should he move, he will notify the clerk that his voter registration is changing. And then we'll have to address it at that time. But other than that, he's gonna continue to participate with the planning commission. We had our second meeting with the zoning 78 ordinance update. It's moving slower than we anticipated, but we're dealing with a document that was written in 1989. So it's got to mirror our new master plan, and like Eric discussed, we did discuss electric vehicles was part of the topic. We've got a whole list of things that Wade Trim has outlined for us to go through, so we're slowly going through line by line of them, so. But we're continuing moving on with that. Planning commission, we're looking at a battery storage system update for our ordinance. And we'll be discussing that next week at our meeting. That's on our agenda for that. And you should all have a copy of the annual report for 2025 for the planning commission. That's required by the state of Michigan. And you should all have a copy. It was approved by the planning commission. Everybody went through it and agreed to it. So if you have any questions on that, it outlines everything we did last year. Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. We'll move on to new business. The Thetford Township farmland lease agreement currently right now. I think I've put a copy in the packet. So what I'm going to do is make a motion to turn this over to the attorney to revise and prepare for the township to put that property out for bid.
Second.
Thank you. Is there discussion?
Madam Chair, is this the existing agreement that we used last time?
This is the existing agreement that we used last time, and it expires in May. The attorney will start revising it. We'll have kind of a bid set up like it is with houses that go out for bid when we get those kicked back to us. But obviously it'll be about a lease. We'll do, you know, they put them in an envelope, and then the board can decide the highest bidder on the farmland property. One stipulation I would like to see on that is that the property needs to be used for farmland. And farm.
That's currently not in there?
No, not in this. I don't know if it's in this one. I want to make sure it's in the lease packet that he prepared for us. The agreement packet.
No, I agree. That's a good point. And where would you post this? Where would this go?
We can post it in the Herald once I bring that to the board, so you guys see the documents. And then if you guys are okay with the documents, we can make a motion to post it out to the Herald. I'd like to see it go. I mean, I would like it to be one of our local farmers area.
Yeah, I was just curious where you was gonna post it at, especially since you're taking bids now.
Yeah, we can do that. We can post it on Facebook if we want to, and whatever you guys recommend.
Right. If
So are you guys okay with me sending that to the attorney for review and revise? Okay.
Yep.
All in favor of sending that to the attorney, say aye. Aye. All opposed, say nay. Carried. Okay, election worker compensation. So I will make a motion to compensate election workers in the amount of $40 for attending a mandatory election training. I'll second that. Thank you. Do we want to have discussion?
Yeah, so that's $40 per person reimbursing them that they already pay themselves, or are we paying the actual training?
We would
We
pay,
would pay them. We don't have to.
we pay them for going to the training.
Okay, they get free training,
Yeah, right.
but we have to pay them to go.
We technically always have given them $40.
Yeah, they did that the last election, we got paid to go for the training.
Yeah.
So this is just same as before.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Any other discussion? May I have a roll call vote on that, please, Amby?
Tim,
Yes.
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Eric,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Stacy,
Yes.
Rachel.
Yes, motion carried 7-0. Okay, next is a resolution, alternate date for the March Board of Review. I will make a motion to accept the resolution for an alternate Board of Review date for March 10th, 2026.
Second.
When is what was the original date?
I believe they usually have to do it at the beginning of March. My brain's stuck there. I can't think off the top of my head, but we usually redo it because, Jesse can't make the initial scheduled date. So we've passed this ever since we appointed him or hired him as our.
Okay, so it's normally like in the first week or?
Yeah, he does move the date as long as it's a 3 minute board.
Okay.
For whatever. Sorry, caught me off guard with that question, but I'll look for it. for you.
Okay.
Did you get a motion? I
You did.
Second it.
Oh, okay. All right, let's-
Is there any other discussion on it? Okay, let's go ahead and do a roll call on that, please.
Tim,
Yes.
Pat,
Yes.
Eric,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Stacy,
Yeah.
Rachel.
Yes, motion carried. Okay, the resolution to establish property tax parity, I'll make a motion that we adopt resolution 0203-2026-002 to establish property tax poverty exemption and asset test to increase the 2026 poverty guidelines $2,500 each line item. I'll click that. So if you guys turn to the second page in the resolution in your packet, it's the 2026 poverty guidelines. Right now, it is set at one person in your household is $15,650. I would like to increase that by $2,500, additionally moving down each line, increasing $2,500 for poverty exemption.
Madam Chairman,
Yes,
so, okay, on that. Print it up, you print it on one page? Mine's printed on two, like 2 pages. I mean,
You're special.
yeah, yeah. Probably that.
well, he's looking at that, can I
Okay.
ask why you want to?
Okay.
Because we have people in our township that are just barely getting cut off of the poverty exemption status by hundreds of dollars. So this is increasing it a little bit, to get a little bit more wiggle room. I don't want to give too much. We review this every year. Kind of see what it looks like this year, how many people pass through on the poverty exemption. If we increase each line item 2,500, but we do have the authority. This is the federal minimum guideline. My understanding. But the township has the authority to increase it, they just cannot decrease it.
But if we increase it, then they're gonna have to make more money in order to.
Right, so if this person didn't, right now, at $15,650, if they make $1 more than that, $15,651, they do not qualify for poverty exemption. So Stacy figured that out, that's $300, 98 cents a week.
Before
Yes.
taxes come out of your check.
Yeah, that's gonna make it harder for them to get hurt. No, it's easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yes,
This is their income, what they can make for that.
That'll increase the threshold.
So 2,500.
okay, gotcha.
So Madam Chairman, I have a question.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I understand this correctly. The size of the family unit are the numbers on the left. And so are you just But do we have to go by the specific, because there's specific numbers attached
Talking
to.
about the person in the household and then the poverty guide.
Yeah, so like, right, so like you, like the 650 number that you just mentioned ago, that's for just one person, one person unit. But like, but then you're saying we're increasing it by,
$2,500.
Each item would be 2,500 higher, all the way down. So your threshold would be higher, so you could still make.
and I totally understand the concept. What I'm simply saying is that by increasing each one by 2,500, I don't personally see that as a big jump. And this is the first time this has been readdressed in like, what, 30 years?
No, we bring this annually every year. We have to.
Well, we haven't changed it.
Right, that's why I want to start off with a baby step and see, because that, obviously, that's revenue in our township too.
And I
So
get,
let's see how many more people take that poverty exemption that are gonna qualify for that increase. If
Right.
it's a substantial amount or,
I-
let's.
and my argument to that is just simply that we are, like, in my opinion, this should have been. It stepped up to, couple of thousand, dollars every 5 to 10 years for the past 30 years. And and I'm just looking at this because if we look at the whole, if we compare the national trends of the whole country and then also the trends of Michigan, and also the trends of the township, it's clear that number one, wages are stagnant more than they ever have before in history. Number two, this has not been addressed in 30 years. And three, the devaluation of the American dollar is beyond compare right now. And my assessment with this is that we are well behind the times. I'm saying that I
I
would,
believe the federal guidelines, so they may increase the changes to that.
and they may, I'm just saying, since we have wiggle room here at the township, I'm saying that, 2,500 is a drop in the bucket. That's barely anything. I would be fine seeing that number go up more because I think.
What would be your recommendation?
I feel like the 15,000 mark should be at least moved to 20,000. That's just my personal take on the matter. And I'm simply saying that based on these numbers have not been touched in a long time. And the economy today is nothing like the economy 20, 30 years ago. I'll even go step, the economy today is nothing like it was 5 years ago. You all remember what, pre-COVID was like. I'm just saying.
So if each one increased 4,500. Why don't we do 3,000?
I'm down with making a substantial jump forward and seeing what happens. I'd like to see, more people qualify this because I do.
3,000.
Yeah, okay.
3,000.
Yeah, and your,
Yeah,
motion.
I'll amend the motion to include a $3,000 hike on the poverty guidelines for each line item. That right now, I put it down.
Hey, you guys are.
Do you support that? Okay. All right, we'll go ahead with a roll call on that, please, Andy.
Eric,
Yes.
Pat,
Yes.
Tim,
Yes.
Don,
Yes.
Stacy,
yes.
Chris,
Yeah.
Rachel.
Yeah. Motion carried 7-0. Okay, we got the Thetford Township Principles of Governance. So this came out from the MTA. I'll make a motion for Thetford Township to adopt the principles of government to maintain the highest standards and traditions of Michigan Township. We embrace these principles, guide our stewardship, deliberations, and constituent services as we commit to safeguard our community's health, safety, and general. Yeah.
I'll support, yeah.
Support, okay, is there any discussion?
Yes.
Yeah,
Are we actually gonna follow those guidelines?
I intend to follow those guidelines. I can't speak on behalf of everybody. And if you feel like you can't follow those guidelines, I don't recommend signing it.
It's the all or nothing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, those are fantastic guidelines, it's just. Let's see this township, you know.
Listen, Eric, we're moving forward. I have a roll call vote on that.
I agree with you. We do need a lot for transparency. From everybody on the board, not just one or two, but everybody. Because we shouldn't be finding out the day of, the day before. Of, things that were put on the agenda that had been. Discussed for quite a while. That's the only thing I got to say about it. We need more transparency, but that could be every township.
But we're not in every township, we're in Thetford.
I think we really need to focus on the treat all persons with dignity, respect, and impartiality. Without prejudice or discrimination. It would be my favorite.
It all sounds good on paper, I just wanna see it applied in real life.
It's not.
Okay, let's go ahead with a roll call, please. I agree.
Madam Clerk,
No.
No.
Pat,
No,
Eric,
Yes.
Don,
Yeah.
Stacy,
Yes.
Chris,
No.
Rachel.
Yes. Motion carried 4-3. You support it?
But you gotta have 100%, don't you?
Huh?
You have to have 100%.
We are.
Well, I guess don't sign if you didn't participate. Okay.
We've all stayed forever right now, don't you, don't?
Okay, with that being said, let's move on with the Thetford Township Hall quote. I'll make a motion to approve up to $4,000 to give the Thetford Township Hall a facelift.
I'll support that and,
I have a question. So what does that entail? This entails the baseboard and paneling. So we're gonna go with the board and
All the way
baseboard
around?
in here. Yep. Top trim, which would be a baseboard over top of that, painting it, of course, the glue and the nails, the material.
a new base, it's a new, base, so.
Yeah, it'd be base.
Regular base, not the rubber base.
Did we?
Yeah, it's gonna be wood based.
Did we put the price of wood on the floor in?
No, that's, I believe we have the materials. We had to get the trim. Betty noticed some issues that need to be addressed before we can go waxing the floor.
what is wrong with the paneling that's up there right now that we couldn't either repaint it or? Just use it, repaint it or whatever, you know?
You can, it's been years, it's old. We were looking at facelifting it, we went with beadboard because all of it's getting
that's.
Got a line going on.
chipped down the sides and worn down.
But paint would cover it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say paint covers it.
I think we continue to paint it.
Just the-
I think it's hard for panels to
Chairman, and just, I mean, let me point out that that's all material. We're gonna use, well, we're still paying for it, but we're gonna use in-house labor. So we're not paying any outside contractor to do that work. So it's pretty good value, I guess is my point.
What, it's just, we were just talking about fixing the paneling, it's a.
Gonna remove the paneling, put base up, new trim, new coat and crown, or not crown, but chair rail on top of it. You know,
But no, you're gonna have no paneling.
no paneling,
It'll be
beadboard,
beadboard.
beadboard.
We've been talking about beadboard for about 5 years. John has brought that one up to the board for in here.
Yeah, it's really dated in here. Some of that paneling is warping back there.
What is a beadboard?
A little thin whiteboard, you know, with the little things down, that looks like the old, you know, dumb up.
I mean, I kinda like the wood myself.
Do you?
I wasn't born in the 70s, so it kinda. It kind of looks nostalgic to me. You know, some people look at it and it reminds them of a decade, but I get it. Oh, boy.
Whatever you wanna do.
And we'll go with a roll call vote, see how it goes.
Tim,
No.
Pat,
No.
Eric,
Yeah.
John,
Yes.
Stacy,
Yes.
Chris.
Yes.
Rachel.
Yes. Motion carried 4-3.
Unbelievable.
Okay, we'll go ahead and move forward to the draft host agreement. So initially I was. After talking to the attorney this morning, this has kind of been back and forth with our attorney. Because this is all we have with EDF. So there was some recommendations that he's gonna put into it, so I'm not gonna really.
You gotta make a
You guys
motion
can
on
look
that
at this,
first.
no, we're not gonna do any motion on this. This one.
So that's gonna be a no vote?
Well, yeah, we're not gonna even, yeah, I mean, you guys can look at the host agreement, this is what I had yesterday. What I've been carrying, you guys can look at it, if there's something in there that you guys would like to see in the new host agreement. Email me your recommendations, I'll get them over to Attorney Gilner, but he is currently today, actually, it is in my email. Regarding some updates to it already, because it wasn't up to par.
We do have to do something though.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do something, because we gotta negotiate with EDF with this host agreement. So they had sent us one, it wasn't quite up to par, it was all in favor of them. So we've been in the midst of kind of revising that to send back what our response is gonna be. And then once we can get something that's negotiable, the board can review that and then decide if that's what we want to move.
There's solar, it's gonna be all about them no matter what.
Yeah, and that's what I told Attorney Gilder, the most we're getting out of that is the host agreement, so. We're gonna be fighting for anything we can get out of that too. So pay no attention, but I mean, pay attention, read it please, so that you can see what the host agreement is about, what it encompasses. And let me know if you guys have any comments or suggestions, I can always email them to him.
I got one, they just don't win.
Right.
They won't listen to that.
Okay, so let's move on to the deputy supervisor wage and hours to be set by the board of trustees. I'm looking for a motion at $16.50, not to exceed 20 hours a week.
I'll make the motion. I'll make the motion to hire a deputy supervisor for $16.50 an hour up to 20 hours a week.
I would like to see in writing, the job description, wages and hours that are expected. And I myself think she should get nothing but minimum wage at 10 to 15 hours a week. Because basically we are supplementing absence or incompetence because it's personal opinion. But Marie is extremely incompetent because I was here, I was involved. She worked here before and then left. And we've been active, so that's my personal opinion on it. That's what I got to say about it. I'd like to see a job description in writing to include wages and hours. And I would actually, I think that's something that needs to be adopted into a personnel policy manual or somewhere in writing so that even if Marie gets a job, doesn't keep the job, and you want to get another one, there's actually something in writing that says this is what their qualifications need to be and this is what they're expected to do. Because we have a lot of, we just hire people, but we don't really know what their qualifications should be, and we don't really know what they're expected to do. We just kind of make it up on the fly.
I'm not opposed to doing that, but it needs to be across the board for all positions, not just the deputy supervisor.
I'm saying across the board, you know, the clerk's deputies, treasurer's deputy, supervisor's deputy, maintenance personnel, office personnel. We should have, everybody should have in writing what they're expected to do, what their job description, qualifications, and we should actually set a scale hey, you start out at say $16 an hour, 6
did.
months, you get $16.50.
I did that.
I know.
Did that, that's why she started at 16. And you can't run the deputies, I don't mean to interrupt you, but you can't do that with the deputies because they're not considered employees, they don't qualify for employment.
Well, if they don't qualify for unemployment, they don't qualify for insurance, they don't qualify for,
They are,
holiday pay, they don't.
Well, the
qualify for any
deputy,
of that stuff.
the full-time deputies do only because they're under a motion to qualify for that.
Okay.
Now, the deputy supervisor wouldn't because she wouldn't be full-time. The second board meeting and 20.
Well,
They
they do qualify for unemployment if they are assigned another position, another duty.
Correct. But as
That's
a
the whole
straight
that's
deputy,
the whole reason I keep pushing that they should be switched over to employees and then given the extra duty of being a deputy.
But say-
So that all of that goes through for them.
let's say you get, say another clerk in here. And you pick their deputy and they don't get along. Or picks their deputy, that's happened at other times.
Yeah, but the board's not supposed to pick their deputy.
Right.
They're paying
if you
their-
hire them but if you hire them as an employee of the board, then once they are hired as an employee, like you're saying, you would rather see them as an employee rather than a deputy. Then the board would have to stay on who's working on the position.
Madam Chair, if I may. It's, so, to Stacy's point earlier, yeah, the deputies don't really answer, the deputies aren't really like a normal employee.
Right.
They're kind of, they answer to
Their point.
their appointed, right,
Yes.
right. So, if that's the case, then like, I don't really see the need for the job description if the job description is based on the individual seat holder. It's kind of like at their discretion. I mean, obviously, if the individual is not doing their job, the individual in charge is going to get rid of that person. And it's really, they don't, the board doesn't pick,
Come on.
but then the board doesn't pick that person. We only set their pay.
That ain't right.
I wanna see-
Too, that's a bump
I
of
wanna
pull.
see a job description, because part of the thing. Was, oh, I picked this person because she's more qualified than anybody else, but we don't even know what the qualifications are, anybody's qualification. I mean, Rachel can pick her own daughter.
I can pick a bum off the street if I wanted to be my deputy.
Going to.
The qualifications are gonna be qualifications to my standards
Right, that's.
and what I expect.
What I am getting at is I would like to see in writing what the qualifications are for everybody to be involved, because like all three of these could pick, they could go pick a Somalian out of Minnesota.
But they don't work for the board is the thing. I mean, I don't have a problem doing that. I don't have a problem doing that. if That's what you're requesting.
I'm just saying, I would like to see
But I'm saying they don't
job
work for the
qualification
board.
or job description. I know it's in the little red book what the job description should be. But if you're asking them to do more or less, we should at least have it in writing so that there's none of this.
But you guys can't hold them accountable whether they do more or less. Only the supervisor or the clerk or the
That's kind of
treasurer.
my
can hold
point.
accountable.
It's kind of a moot point to ask what the job description is when we don't have control over them.
So are you saying, like, as an example?
I'm saying nothing, because apparently it don't
No,
mean jack
no,
shit.
listen, so you're saying, so my deputy works for me, but she's got another, she's doing the building department. Do you want this job description of the building department?
Now, I want the job description of her treasurer deputy duty.
Well, we already know what that is. She's a deputy treasurer. She does what I would do when I did.
Well, and she just basically does what you tell her to,
Okay.
not what the board tells her to. You see, like, you see the difference of separation of powers there? I'm saying that a regular employee, this board's gonna have everything to say about everything that employee does. But when it comes to a deputy, well, the board doesn't really decide that. We just set the pay and the office holder decides whether that person meets the qualifications or not.
You did set the pay on all the deputies starting wages.
Sure, we start to,
They want to get somebody there.
I got something on that. You know, you guys are trying to get her back in here. You had a lady here
You guys let her go because you didn't want her here, because she didn't fit in your guys' clique.
So we're not talking about that, we're talking about the deputy
That's what I'm talking about.
position,
Deputy position.
not about a previous employee. So let's get the
That's
focus
previous.
on
I don't care what you say about that.
the.
That is,
keeping the
previous. You guys
focus
did it.
on
So you canceled the last position due to
Right.
budgetary reasons and administrative, and now you're asking us to spend more money.
I
on another
can't believe
person.
you did not
You
be in enough work
canceled
for
that
that
position,
position.
next thing you know, you turned around and gave Thomas another raise, 2-3 months after he got a
Why is
raise.
it I?
So-
Because this was the entire board that voted majority, right?
It was 5-0.
You got one
It
more.
wasn't me.
When he's
I
done.
didn't vote for any of it, so.
Me neither.
Right, but the board still makes the decision.
5 yesterday.
Go ahead, John.
I just want to know how you're gonna pay her out of, where's it come from, and do we have money in the?
We'll do a budget amendment and move her over to where Stacy used to be paid out of. Under supervisor worker.
Spend.
Unbelievable, you're spending it on all the stuff.
You do your job, save taxpayers also.
The money in that.
Gotta do a budget amendment. I will.
So that money is in the taxpayers' money you guys are using?
Just months.
Taxpayers probably don't want that. Taxpayers don't want that. You had, I'm telling you right now, you ain't gonna give me shit in mind. You had a lady there. Oh, shit. You chose, all of you people over there chose to get rid of her. But Barry fits into your guys' clique because she's friends with you.
It's to me.
Okay, let's go ahead and get out of personal opinions and go.
You don't wanna answer it.
I'll discuss my public comments. Go ahead, please, with the roll call.
Tim,
No.
Scott,
No.
Eric,
Yes.
Of course.
Don,
Yes.
two.
Everybody just does that.
Chris,
Yes.
Stacy? Yes. Rachel?
Yeah. Motion carried by 2. Okay, we're gonna move on to the 2026 Thetford Township Mill and Resurfacing Project. So currently from, and if anybody wants to see a copy of it, from the road commission packet, we got allocated our,
Did you go to this meeting or did,
no, I spoke with Kathy for over an hour. We did.
Where did you find the time?
I have time, you wouldn't believe it.
You?
So, okay, so I'm gonna move on with, we are getting $220,000, so our Thetford match will be 220 for a total of 440. I'm projecting to do Center Road. Again, the cost will be 110,000 with Thetford Township, 110,000 match. I'm gonna make a motion to approve for T Center Road 1 mile for resurfacing. A total of 220,000 to be budgeted for the 2026-27 fiscal year.
Support.
Any discussion?
I just have a question,
Mhm.
but it says mill and resurfaced.
Yeah.
And the last roads that we done, I never seen any milling. They filled the potholes, they coated them with something and went over them. So when this means milled, does this mean grind it down? So why didn't we do that at every road? Why are,
It should be.
Yeah.
So this isn't hardship, right?
no, that's why, that's kind of what I'm asking, like Center Road, from here to Fairend, or that they did. All they did,
They know this.
they didn't mill that side. They just filled the potholes, they went through and packed all the potholes, rolled them in, and they sprayed some shit on there and covered them. They put a Band-Aid on it. So that's it, that's why I wanna know what the difference is.
Is that why they should do that?
There's some reason why they did it, but that's why I wanna know what the difference between a mill is. This says mill, and that was not milled, so.
Didn't they do that because of the power plant? Something to do with traffic that was going up to the power plant?
I just wanna, yeah, there's another system, cause I wanna know what that system is, cause that is not a good
That's a
system.
good question to ask.
They took a roof towel in.
No, Center Road, they redid it because of the power.
Over there, not there, though. They put-
Right, if they're going Dodge to Wilson, which is.
But that's when they're gonna mill, which is what I would expect. You grind it down smooth, then you do any work, and then you cap 2 or 4, whatever you're gonna put on it.
I would bet you, and I'm not an asphalt person, but I would bet you that it has something to do with the Hazer rating of the road, whether or not it gets milled first or it doesn't. I would bet you, but find out, I think.
Is that basically where they scrape the old stuff off and come back?
Yeah, it's-
And come back with the grinder, it's got all the grind marks, they take all the humps and ridges and. So anyways, if you can find that out for me,
Or should they do a whole new road?
yes, way better.
I'll do a roll call vote on that one, please.
Tim,
No.
Pat,
Yes.
Eric,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Chris.
Yes.
Yeah. Rachel.
Yeah. Motion carried 6-1. Okay, I'll also make the motion for Lake Road, Center to Genesee for mill resurfacing, again, 220,000 total, 110,000 of the Thetford Township allocation. 2627.
Rachel, what road that?
Lake Road.
Lake Road, Center to.
Second.
No, he's got it.
Any other discussion?
That's the same as Lake Road, so, or Center Road.
Okay, let's do a roll call, please.
Are they gonna replace the whole road or are they gonna put a Band-Aid on it?
Same
Mill
thing.
resurfacing.
There's the surface.
Yeah. Put a Band-Aid
I mean, if you wanna spend like $500,000.
Well, you guys got it, you spend it here enough, you spend money on police we hear.
Yeah, let's hire some more people.
Would you go around with the roll call, please, Miss Andy?
Tim,
No.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Eric,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Stacy.
Yes.
Rachel.
Yes. Motion carried. Okay, move on to the MTA. I'm gonna make a motion to open the MTA 2026 conference for March 17th. For any board members who'd like to attend, the education.
Second.
Madam Chair, where is that one at? Is that in Franklin once again?
No, this one's in Lansing.
Lance?
And this is,
How much is it? I think right now 100, if non-members 140, but the early bird might end today. So we might be paying a little bit more tomorrow. Hopefully we can still see an early bird special at 100.
question, so this is, so this is the conference, is this for, elected officials, planning commission officials? and
No, that's board members.
It's just the board members.
I mean, if they want to go to it, yeah. I don't think that it is. I mean, we can look at it. I just pulled the information off.
It's not training?
It's the
or-
capital conference.
Yeah, they'll have workshops for
Okay.
all kinds of. I think she's got you got the list of the workshops?
No.
Yeah, I'm just thinking because, there's been a couple of, there's been some changes, so are we making that available for everyone to go as
For
an
the
option?
township board, if they want to
If
go.
they want to go, it's covered.
Just let Stacy know by tomorrow.
Okay. All right, because there's been some changes, obviously, solar's a new thing, these data centers are a new thing. There's, I just think that there's a lot of changes. I think it will probably would do us a lot of good, probably. Take any notes we can. So, all right.
You gotta have dollars.
Okay, can I get a roll call on that, please? So how much you gonna set up to? I just set a motion to open it up for the group. Let's see, so. It's a little bit how much costs. About 100, well, it shouldn't be no more than 147. And that's for non-member rates.
Right, but it's a
That's
cap.
up to 1,000.
Just put it 140 times 7, not to exceed whatever that is.
Right, yeah. But there's only seven of us, so
1,400 beats.
it's kind of automatic.
I mean, you gotta have a number on it. You're spending money.
Yeah. So just put not to exceed whatever the total could possibly be.
Yeah, you're gonna have to go 1,500.
Okay, motion not to exceed 1,500.
Tim, Pat,
Yeah.
Eric,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Chris.
No, this is only if people want to go, right?
Yeah, if they don't go, we're not, won't
We're
cost.
not, it's not gonna cost anything. I'll say yes.
Stacy.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, you got a motion, Pat, on that, sorry, motion carried on that.
7-0.
It's been so nice. Yes, I want to make a motion to discuss the assessor Jesse. What's his last name? Truett's, open contract that he presented to the board so that we can just clear it off the books, yes or no? Yeah. Yeah, So yeah, just an motion to discuss Jesse Truitt's open contract that he has presented to the board.
Can I address that just for a second?
It says in addition.
I'll second.
I think that didn't we talk about the contract expired and we allowed the supervisor to continue it on a month-to-month basis until we decide what we're gonna do. Do you want something different than that?
What,
Minutes that way.
what I would like is, because we have gone through the minutes, I would like us to have something in writing. Again, something in writing saying, hey, we're doing a month to month with him. And when we hire somebody. So that he can't come back and say, well, I gave you guys a contract, you're both, I don't want us to get sued over nothing. And if we can put it in contract, hey, we'll do a month to month with him at this rate. Again, Rachel can reach out to him and say, hey, we're gonna do month to month with you, we're gonna only pay you this $1,500 a month. And we can, on the next meeting, we can just put that in writing and until we get an assessor actually hired in, that is gonna be a full-time
We'll
assessor.
see if he'll do it, because he may not sign a contract on a month, right now, he's under no contract, right? Because we didn't approve his contract, because we
Right.
were looking at, we opened the doors up to look at different assessors. So I have 2 interviews that I got in the process of setting up, but only 2 of them were qualified. They're on my desk. They're from out the outside.
Meeting, we wanna know who they are.
Well, I'm gonna see which one I think.
I'm
I
okay.
guarantee you, one of them's Marie.
No, it's.
Marie's not certified, okay, so you guys can calm down. So what I wanted to say is that I'm going to bring those applicants in, I'm gonna interview them, and they may be at the next board meeting. So if we hire somebody, it's gonna be null and void to move forward on a month to month with Jesse,
So-
because we're gonna hire somebody
Yeah, we'll
else.
terminate his.
So.
And if we terminate his contract and vote it down right
So
now,
should we table this till the next meeting in case that doesn't happen, that we have to bring it back?
do that. So we can put it on the next one to review his contract.
Yeah, let's just table it for the next meeting to bring it back, because it's just kind of hanging out there in the wind. And we need to get it cleared up because there's so much, and I watched it for the last over a decade, 10, 15 years. Oh, we're gonna bring it back, we're gonna bring it back, we're gonna.
No, that
bring it
one
back.
has to.
And it never comes back, it never gets handled, it never gets taken care of, and, you know.
Second that.
Yep, we'll get it on the agenda for next.
I got a question. Rachel, we had a talk here and we talked about it and you're gonna bring everybody to that podium when you're hiring. And not the 7 people on this board, talk to them.
I will, but I always interview first, especially this.
Remember that.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, say nay.
Yes, supervisor.
Motion carried 6-0. Very much that. Okay, so we'll move on to wheelchair ramps. Tim, you got a motion on that?
Yes, I do.
All right, I'm gonna make a motion to have Benny measure out and get us a quote on materials to build wheelchair ramps for any place that we actually have to have a wheelchair ramp. For the ADA.
I would say,
Where would that be though?
Well, we need one like
You
over
need-
there. We need a wheelchair ramp so that
There's no
somebody with a
wheelchair.
wheelchair could get up here.
Oh, okay.
If they, we elect a board member that's in a wheelchair,
Sure.
or one of us gets injured, we're in a wheelchair. That we have to use in a wheelchair, or whatever. We need some way of getting a wheelchair up here. We need to be brought ADA compliant that way. And there's really no reason to not have Benny build them for us. I mean,
I just want to give him direction. So if you got another location, you better say where it is, so he knows what
The rooms in there are not wheelchair access. Well, if you hire somebody in a wheelchair, they
This
can't.
is for the ramps only right now.
For the rent.
Right, well, let's just deal with the rent first, so he knows what the.
we gotta take care of the ranch.
We'll have a building official.
Sorry.
So, yeah, so I would like to put the motion in that Benny measures up and gets us materials and quotes to build us. The wheelchair ramps, at least one, maybe 2 for like podiums here.
Yeah.
I can't really think of any other place that.
That's the only thing, but that's good for right now, especially you could build it for that end, which wouldn't make a trip hazard on this end. That's kind of my thinking. Have it on only one end, so otherwise we'll have people falling over it all.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
so.
it'll have to be portable, Benny.
Yeah, okay.
It's gonna have to be mobile because you can't block the fire. But it could be, easily be mobile and it could be rolled up there and then.
Could you make it mobile, that had legs that sit down?
We'll look into it.
Let's see what he comes up with.
You got this access here, and you got the access to that door.
Yeah.
And it's gonna have a T going into it, so you're gonna have it, where to take it out, I don't see how you're gonna do that, because it's gonna be a lot wider, you're not gonna fit it through there.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, well, I don't know. We'll let,
Kind of with the roll call on that, then you can figure that piece out.
yeah, we'll let him deal with it.
Maybe able to get by the curb.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. You got this here, then you got that door, and you need the ramp,
Stay that side over
and
there.
they're not gonna get
Come in
in.
that.
So why don't you just use that for the other people to access and use this for wheelchair?
That's what I'm thinking, leave that for wheelchair, but just can't block the fire.
You're not gonna block it, just put it where, you gotta go to that door, it's got a step there, that wheelchair can't go down that step.
Can't you just have a removable wheelchair ramp there?
No, because you got that ramp and you got this ramp.
You're trying to build a whole ramp.
Yeah, you gotta have a whole ramp.
It's flag there, and they can just lock that it can be stowed
No.
away.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking you come in them doors because they're handicapped. Then
Yeah,
go-
right here.
Yeah, that's really.
I'm saying, yeah, you would come in through these doors.
Here, but he can't, if he's on a wheelchair, he can't get up here, get up out of there.
I'm just thinking of where.
Just come through here, you can get up there, but right now you can't access here, and I know it for a fact.
So you can't access
That wheelchair there should have an access from there too to get up, for them to come through that door. That's what I'm saying. That's why it's a whole. Right. No, I haven't tell you, but I know the bathroom in there, you can't get nothing in there. And I talked to, closets and everything, the door's not big enough for me to sign this. Another day. Exactly what they said.
Okay, let's go with the roll call before we get off track. We're about wrapped up here.
What they said. They said, if you can't build wheelchair ramps, you can't do this, you need to find another place to hold your meeting that is wheelchair access.
And we're on wheelchair accessible.
And then put a ramp there.
Our meetings are wheelchair
So
accessible,
here,
right?
right.
A lot more than
Here it comes out, this is here to get on it.
Let's see what the, I mean.
Sorry, Benny.
Sorry.
Hamster track.
Okay, let's go ahead and do a roll call vote, please.
How much?
Let's do. He's just bringing us back.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're gonna roll call, please.
Yes.
Pass.
Yes.
Eric.
This is for a quote.
Quote.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Chris.
Yeah.
Stacy.
Yes. Yeah. Motion carried 7-0. Okay, we'll go circle back to brief public comments for 3 minutes. Okay, I have a couple of things. On the unclass, what is the interest gonna be used for? I think we're supposed to decide. Secondly, Woodhill Group has been here a long time. Their air quote peer training, is that already paid for through our, years and years of having a contract with them and then dragging their feet to use us as a purse? I think I heard Eric say data center. We don't even have an ordinance for that. We have no ordinance for data centers. We don't have anything in the works for data centers. I don't know if Mr. Lawrence has thought about that yet in the, whatever, like what we're doing 78, we're doing 70. Or zoning yet. Because that seems to be following solar. So that's a hot topic right now in Southern Michigan. You better get on it. And like yesterday. When
When was it decided to go month to month? Because I'd like to, for Jesse's contract. I don't find it in the minutes. I found that he did bring a contract to the board in November of 25. And according to the minutes, all it says is no action taken. It doesn't say anything about month to month. So
Maybe that was during discussion.
I don't know. That is not in the minutes though.
I think it wasn't a motion.
It is not in the minutes that it was given to anybody to do anything with. So, Pat's right on that there should be something in writing, whether it's a motion, whether it's something. Two ideas for the ramp. We take out the end. I mean, we're not using that all the time anyway. It's right here where the attorney sits. Pull that out. The second one would be something that slides underneath, and then when we need it, we pull it out. And also, John, Chris, Miss Stanky, you all should be aware that all that crap there in the doorway is a fire hazard. That's a fire hazard. It's an exit. Lastly, well, not lastly, Chris, you really shouldn't have voted. You shouldn't have made the motion and voted on that. It's a conflict of interest, and you didn't state that it was a conflict of interest. What? On the deputy. Yeah, she's actually related to you through your son.
Not a conflict of interest. You might want to.
I'm not making any money off.
So, but your family and you're deciding what her pay is. And,
Conflict of interest. You can speak with the attorney though if you wish.
okay, well, this isn't back and forth now, is it? Nope. Okay. Hold on. What I'm stating is that you just didn't clarify. You can vote on it as long as you clarify that is what it is, that she was related to you through that. So obviously that's my 3 minutes because I'm picking on you, so I don't get much time.
Anybody else like to join us?
Kevin's almost up.
Your company.
Okay, it was stated earlier that, somebody isn't doing their job around here. And this has bothered me for a long time. Since our last, people that took care of our office that aren't here anymore, not naming names right now. They weren't doing their job as far as I'm concerned. They had people in their office all the time. Helping them out. One person got paid by this township that wasn't supposed to get paid and does not pay that money back. That is our money. That bothers me. If I was working here and I stole money from this township or took money, let's say, took money from this township that wasn't mine, you would be after me. Well, yeah. So I'm just saying, I think that person should pay this township money, pay that money back.
Well, who's the person?
She's talking about.
You know who it is.
Thank you, Pam.
All right, I think Kevin wanted to say something.
Yeah, okay.
Vicky.
Talk about solar stuff again. Board members, please pay attention to the host agreement because it's worth about $250,000 to this township if it's approved. If the township does not approve it, the solar company can take that money and give it to another community organization. And we have several of them that are closely watching and have been buttering up the solar company and talking to their representatives in an attempt to have them get the agreement and not us. So please look it over carefully. It's vitally important. It's the only thing we're going to get from the state with solar. And as far as the data centers, yes, they're coming. They follow solar farms everywhere. I did send some information to our supervisor regarding Grand Blanc, just put a moratorium on data centers. We are looking at it in the ordinance update, but it's down the road. I mean, our target date to finish up that ordinance update is September. And we got, right now, we have nothing to fall back on. So consider a moratorium on data centers. I left an article, the whole article from Graham Lake Township that just recently did it over the weekend. It was in Sunday's Flint Journal, if you get a hold of it. And consider thinking about that, go through the attorney, see what he says. A lot of other townships are doing the same thing. So
Wasn't that moratorium though, it's just for 1 year, right? Is it less than 1 year?
Graham Lake is 1 year, yeah.
Cause that's what I thought I got out of that. You can hold them up a little bit, but you can't lock their hands down. And so you gotta do something.
They give them time to revise the zoning ordinance.
Oh, I
what we
see.
haven't
Buying some
discussed.
time.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
the zoning ordinance will be revised to hopefully limit.
Yeah, I've already discussed it with Caitlin at Wade Trim to incorporate it into this project. But like I say, it's nothing that's gonna happen overnight.
So we get the attorney to do it, cause we got.
Very tough.
Okay, cool. Cause we got all, we already got the money to pay him out of the solar, so why not do it?
Yeah, we're watching data centers. There's several of us out there that are keeping tabs on them, so.
Wasn't one applied to Vienna Township?
I don't know. There's some land being cleared and there's 100 acres being cleared in Vienna Township.
I heard a rumor like that.
Don't know what it's going for at the present time. So we're watching that one too, because that individual that owns that property is real big with the solar people. So, thank you.
Thank you.
The data centers are coming. I know of several townships that have already been approached. Wheeling and dealing, looking for tax abatements, et cetera. So any information this board can do, prepare themselves, be prepared. They are already here.
They already reached out to me.
Yeah.
grand-
I was wondering.
They have.
Very good.
My turn. Timer. Let's both see if we got the same time. So, somebody that just spoke, being concerned about some issues in the township. A lot of that is hearsay and speculation. Everybody knows it is. They're not in here. They don't know what's going on. Nobody knows what's going on. People that that sit up there don't even bother going in to see what's going on in somebody's office. What it is the gossip and drama that is so over the top in this office. That's what it runs on, is gossip and drama. So, also, if we're worried about people that we say owe money and all this other stuff, how about township board officials that don't pay their taxes and the township doesn't benefit from the 1% admin fee that we get? So that helps in all areas, especially when you're talking about a deficit and you're talking about hiring people and all this stuff, redoing the hall and all that stuff. It's like you guys are all on a spending spree, and we've said that for years. As far as stalking, I don't stalk you, you're not worth my time. Stalking would be this photo here where Miss Stanky and Mr. Gunnels and Miss Ambrosia decided to go to a Mount Rose City Council meeting, which was ironic when it was concerned about me having a work position there. Therefore, you interfered with the job. So yeah, you can shake your head no, but you're wrong. Why don't you contact a lawyer? Because I have. So let's see. And third of all, you all are representative of the township at all times. Is that correct? You represent the township out in public. If you're in the grocery store and someone approaches you or whatever, you represent the township, correct?
It's true.
You shouldn't put your drunk binges on Facebook for everybody to see.
Any more? Okay, let's go ahead, remember comment. Oh, go ahead, Chris.
So I'd like to say thank you, everybody, for coming out. And to Julie's question, I like to set the record straight. Marie Cadbury, that I made the motion to be the deputy supervisor, is my son's wife's mother. So I do not get any compensation from that. I do agree with bringing her into the office because she's worked for government for years. She's worked for Vienna Township. She's worked as the assessor, she knows the building, she knows the residents, she knows the taxes, she's worked with the marijuana people, she has a good rapport. I don't know, it's my understanding that supervisor and the clerk got text messages from somebody from the county, which we reached out to, and she can be in a lot of trouble if she did say that Marie was incompetent or corrupt. That was mentioned and
I'm
was
gonna
in it.
check the text, just so everybody knows.
Right, and we reached out to this individual at the county to get her response. I'm not sure if anybody's got the response back, but
Cause I didn't know anything about that, like I told you, them saying at the county she was cross.
so
Finish your
just individual, she can be in trouble for saying that. Anyway, so I just wanted to set the record straight. So other than that, I'd like to, I stand by my decision on hiring Marie, and I'm glad we did. I think she's a big asset to this township. I hope we can get the ramps put in for you guys. Everybody's talking about spending money. So I don't wanna hear any more about you guys saying spending money, because it's gonna cost a lot of money to put ramps in.
But it
So
should be there.
it should be there. I'm not disagreeing.
Marie should not be here. The rank should be.
I'm not disagreeing with that. It should be ADA. Anyways, thank you very much for coming out. Tim, would you like to have a good night?
Yeah, I just want to say thanks, but you know what? All I can say is this, I've been gone a while. Nothing's changed here. You guys are all over there. You six or whatever you are, you guys are tied at the hip, just like Marie coming in. She's tied at the hip with you guys. And that's how this works. You won't hire nobody that don't know you because you want control of this. And that's a fact.
Thank you. Pat, do you have any comments?
Actually, I have quite a few comments. Number one, my personal opinion on Marie is exactly as I stated before. I have seen the emails from the people at the county that have discussed her failures. I know about the $100,000 that Tammy Batterby found when she took over the marijuana because marijuana places were not being made to pay their fines. This is all Marie, all of it. But you know what? Neither here nor there, who you put in that position, the supervisor claims the board of trustees eliminated the position that Batterby was in. Okay, you want to eliminate the position, that's fine. Then you wanted to claim that it was done due to budgetary concerns and lack of funds and stuff, but then you give raises to people on the same meeting. Now you're trying to put in a supervisor, a deputy supervisor at $16.50 an hour. Where does this equal out? Oh, I'll just make an amendment to the budget. But where does this equal out? When do we stop sending money basically frivolously? We're pretty tight right now. We're gonna be pretty tight. We don't know what's gonna be happening in the next few years. So yeah. I'm one vote. That's all I am, is one vote. I said no, I said what I had to say about it. And we're just gonna leave it at that. As far as Miss Pam's going after my wife about money not being paid, let's talk about people that want to steal money from the township. I know an ex-treasurer that wrote herself over $15,000 in checks. Y'all don't seem to care about that. I still got the checks that she signed herself. So there's a lot of finger pointing, a lot of bickering, a lot of back and forth, and it's goddamn ridiculous. Everybody stop. I see the same faces show up all the time with the same bitches and pointing fingers and fuck yous and all this shit.
Okay.
It's getting ridiculous.
Calm down a little bit. Okay, are you all set?
Yeah.
All right, Eric.
Oh, thank you for coming.
I'd like to echo what Treasurer Christine Taylor said about Marie. I think Marie has done a great job at this township in the past. I think the accusations against her are biased and unfounded. I do support free speech. I welcome anybody that wants to say whatever, and I have my contentions about how things are done around here too, and I complain sometimes, and I point out things, and but I think that overall, we do a pretty good job up here. I'm thankful to see the board raise the, yes, poverty exemption, thank you, John, for the residents, because I think that that's a very, very important thing. The President of the United States has mentioned, these issues in as far as property taxes and that, goes. You've had multiple governors of multiple states, bringing these topics to the surface. I think it's an important topic, one that we will continue to address in the future as we move forward. I think number one, abstract poverty is becoming quite a ubiquitous thing. I think that we need to raise that ceiling even more in the future. I think that people need to be allowed to stay in their homes. If you've made an investment or you've lived here your whole life in this community, you shouldn't be forced out of your home because of poverty. As far as the drama in this township goes, I think 99% of all the drama ended in the previous election. So I want to thank everyone for coming out. Thank you.
John,
I don't have a lot other than I just have to say how disappointed I am in our state that says that you'll use the farmland the way I tell you, and we'll use the water on these data centers how we think fit. And it's extremely disappointing to me to see a state and federal government jamming that shit down our throats. So if there's any way to change that, I would be all for that. But I think it's hard to believe that's where we're at.
Thank you, Brian.
I don't know if anyone researched those data centers, but they take over 800,000 gallons of water a day. So
I didn't understand.
they suck that in to cool their. So you need to really research that. And I'd like to thank Benny, our maintenance guy, because he's very talented to do the things that we need to get done. And I want to thank everyone for coming out.
thank you everyone for coming out. What I do want to note on my new deputy is she was a previous assessor at this township and she got a lot of respect from a lot of people in here. She's knowledgeable, so she is able to answer questions competently. And the best part about Marie is she takes ownership for her flaws. So did we receive some emails back on some assessing properties back a few years ago that may have been assessed wrong? We did, but you know what? Marie corrected them, and that speaks a lot on her character. She took ownership of her faults. So the audit that is being stated that we got because Marie's concerns, no, the audit is a standard audit that we have to get every 5 years. So that was nothing that was done on part of Marie. That was the PA 660 AMAR audit. So just to kind of get rid of that drama. Moving forward though with the host agreement. I just really recommend that you guys listen to Kevin and me and the attorney and send me any of your thoughts on that. So that I can get them over to him as soon as possible. He did send me a new draft today. That's very important for us to focus on. Moving forward, I do got some input from some of our residents out there for that host agreement. So I think in the new one that he gave me today, we've incorporated some of those changes. So we'll look at it and see, but that's about all we have to stand on with that besides our court date. So remember that'll be coming up in April, so pay attention. And other than that, I think I'm ready for coming out this evening and I hope you guys have a good night. 21st, I believe, on the agenda.
That'll be on our next meeting, you think, the host agreement?
Yes, that's the plan. All right, with that, motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Oh, no.
Meeting out of the way.
I'm joking.
Yeah, deal with all that drama.
Yeah. Right, so I mean.
Yeah, I don't think.
Yeah. Those you need from FIC and they, right, I mean, if you're. The application is completed. I'm happy to tell you.